Welcome to another week of Terrier Talk. I'm Brian Moore. Joining me today is the first two-time IRA gold medalist in BU program history, Junior Grace Beery from the women's lightweight rowing team. Grace, first of all, congratulations on your second gold medal in the double scull boat at the IRA National Championship Regatta last weekend. Your first came back as a freshman in 2019. How would you compare this experience and the second time around?
Well, that's a great question. This year was just really crazy because everything was so up in the air due to COVID. Like just a few months ago, we didn't even know that we'd get an opportunity to race at all, let alone at the national championship against some of the best teams in the country. So just like feels really good to be able to, have that opportunity to race a second time, as a freshman and then as a junior.
It was 18 seconds. That was the difference in time between your boat with teammate Catherine Grabowski and the second boat to cross the finish line in Stanford. You just mentioned it's a season that was kind of a little more difficult to manage. How much preparation did you and Catherine have together for such a dominant showing?
We were actually only practicing together for probably 2 weeks before the race, maybe 2.5 to 3. But a lot of our training was done on our own or in mixed lineups this year. So it really kind of goes to show how much work all of us put in individually because we didn't have a ton of time to practice together.
Grace Beery from the women's lightweight rowing team is my guest, and I really enjoy these interviews because I get to learn something new every time. Sculling requires both oars in each hand as opposed to rowing where it's just one. It seems like in sculling you get so much more control with you and your teammate. Do you like that element more?
Yeah, I actually prefer sculling a lot more than sweeping just because you get to like match up with the person next to you so perfectly. Like you're not trying to like mirror image each other when you're sweeping. And I really like the fact that the boat's more set and you're kind of doing the same thing on the same side. So you're not like constantly switching from port to starboard and twisting your body around. It just like seems a lot more stable and composed to me. But
So you obviously like stability, but what happens when you're transitioning from that back to, the varsity boat? What do you feel is harder, the physical transition or the mental transition?
It's a lot of both. However, the mental transition I think is a lot harder than the physical transition just because there's such different speed in those boats. Like the 8 gets picked up really fast and you're just kind of tapping it along, whereas the sculling stroke and the double is such a small boat. It's just the two of you. So it takes a lot more to like pick up the boat on each stroke. And then in the sculling boat, you have to think more because you don't have a coxswain who's telling you what to do. So
Meant for type A personalities, right? You're in control.
Exactly.
Well, lastly, while some students are getting a summer job or an internship, you'll be taking part in the under 23 trials to earn a spot on the U.S. rowing national team this year. What is that training like, and how excited are you to represent?
I'm super excited for this opportunity to race at trials. We weren't sure if anything was going to be happening this year because usually there's a selection camp and athletes are invited and you try out all year. But this year, because of COVID, it's a little bit different. So anyone can throw a boat together and train and then go race. So I'm here in Santa Barbara training, my first day of training actually with my boat to race in 2 weeks at trials. So super excited for that opportunity. And I think it's going to be a great summer.
You make it sound so easy. Just throw a boat in the water and go. Somehow I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Grace Beery, congratulations again on your second gold medal in the varsity double scull at the IRA National Championship, and also good luck at the trials this summer.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Till next time, I'm Brian Moore. Let's talk again.